What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Be Wise Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Y. Wright. Please, please, please like, and subscribe. Like, and subscribe. YouTube has changed its algorithm. They've changed how they're rewarding content creators like myself. So it's really, really important that even if you don't like it, you're lying and like it. All right, I'm just joking, but please like it. Anyway, today I want to talk about, of course, so I already talked about the Grammys and all the virtue signaling that was going on but I didn't talk about the backlash, and I didn't talk about how I believe in the First Amendment. I believe in freedom of speech, freedom to say whatever you want to, freedom to protest. But I don't understand why celebrities and artists do it. I know they think I have to use my platform for something more important. It's a good logic and theory. It's it's philanthropic to a degree that you want to give back to your community. But you do all of that hard work to reach the apex of your industry, the Grammys, the Oscars, the Golden Globes. If I said today I want to be an actor, those rewards and awards are so far away. Damn it, I just want to be on the screen, maybe. I just want to be in a play on Broadway. Even if it's a minute, I just want to sing a song that I might hear on the radio. You're not thinking, I want to win a Grammy, or I want to win a Golden Globe, or I want to win an MTV Music Award. You don't think like that. You just say, yo, I just want to go in the studio, show that I can sing or rap, and maybe one day I'll get noticed. I don't know. That's just not, from an artist standpoint, that's just not what you're thinking. I started DJing in the 80s, and I just loved playing music. I just loved music. I loved watching people dance. When I worked at a local nightclub in Virginia Beach, it was my first gig. And just seeing even 8 people out on the floor dancing to my music selection, my spinning, oh, it's like an adrenaline rush. You want it more. You just want it more, right? That's all you want when you're a young artist. Podcasters come on here, this platform. All they want is people to like them and subscribe to them. And that first 200 or 300 subscribers, they like, oh my God, people like me. People like me. And they keep it going. There's a lot of YouTube videos out there, how to get 1,000 subscribers in 1 week and stuff like that. That's not what you want. You want real people to subscribe to your channel that like you. Your voice, your idea resonates with them. And you get what I'm saying. You do things out of passion, but then I don't know, I think you get to a point where you're making millions of dollars, you're selling millions of records, or millions of people are going to see your work on screen, and you become empty. You don't get that adrenaline rush anymore. So now you need people to take you seriously politically. I love politics. I love social issues. I get on this platform because I love it. But I'm scared as hell if I was to blow up. Because now you're going to be invited on CNN for your opinion, MSNBC, Fox News. People are going to be calling you to hear your views if you blow up. I've seen some content creators on here with 1 million subscribers, 2 million subscribers, and next thing I know, they're being interviewed on a major network. That would scare the shit out of me. Right now, I know a lot of people aren't seeing my face. I can hide a little bit. For people who I don't want to know that I am political, they're probably not watching me. But if they were to turn the channel and they see me on Fox News, they might, excuse me, wow, I didn't know he thought like that. And you really have to take a side. And that's the same thing with celebrities and artists and singers. Like you build that huge fan base all the way up. As Fat Joe says, all the way up. Just to have in one swipe, half of them go, screw you, fuck you. Excuse my language, but you know what I mean. They no longer want to watch you. They no longer want to stream your music. They no longer want to watch you on an award show. And it was seen to me that the Grammys would be like, guys, I know you have a big platform. You're free to say whatever you say. We have a 10-second delay. We can beep out anything. But can we lighten up on the political, posturing and conversation? Because our ratings are really, really low. People would rather watch Chris Wright on YouTube than watch us at this point. The Americans are tired of it. And what sounds like loud applause and roaring, cheering people in that venue at the Grammys or at the Oscars, when people do it, there's a whole group of 40 million people outside either not watching or watching going, oh, Jesus Christ, here we go again. And if you're on the side of, because it's always usually left liberal thinking, progressive thinking in those rooms, because there's a lot of progressives in that industry. But there's also a lot of conservatives in that industry that just shut their mouth because they may not get a role. They may not get a part. They might be canceled by their industry. They might even lose their contracts or get kicked off Disney or whatever. You know what I mean? So when everyone else is cheering, when Trevor Noah says, Nicki Minaj is not here, and they lose it, a lot of those conservatives clap too. With like a smirk, like, screw these guys. It's really, really hard. So I agree with what Ricky Gervais said in 2020.
So if you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech, right? You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg. So if you win, right, come up, accept your little award, thank your agent and your God, and cough, okay? So...
And they cheered for that. They were like, thank God someone had to say it. And that was in 2020. And 6 years later, they still don't get the message. No one cares about what you think, Bad Bunny. Get off the stage. But those people in that room, they're going to cheer, give you a standing ovation because you said 2 words, ice out, and they just lose their minds. Nicki Minaj supports MAGA. So you don't think, really, Trevor, that there's any Trump supporters in that whole room or watching TV? I didn't even look up the ratings of the Grammys or how many people were watching. But you don't think, first of all, I already know many conservatives have said on social media, I no longer watch the Grammys, or I haven't watched the Grammys in years. But every now and then someone's favorite artist might be on there, like a Jelly Roll. And they say, I want to watch it for the Jelly Roll performance. And they watch and they got to hear all of that. They go, you know what? I'm just not watching anymore. I'm not going to watch anymore. I just don't understand why you would want to lose more than half your fan base or lose all that visibility because you want to get on a platform and say, well, I have to speak out. I want to show you something I noticed the other day. We talked about the Billie Eilish thing, but I wanted to notice the smirk on her face. Like I just did something really good. Notice the pride. Watch this.
No one is illegal on stolen land.
That right there. She looked at her brother, I think that's her brother, and was like, oh. It was like a cool shower. Like I was afraid to say it and I said it and they cheered. Oh, that worked out. That worked out. Watch it again. Watch the smirk.
No one is illegal on stolen land.
That right there. What is that? Just goes to show she doesn't really mean it. Like, maybe she means it, but first of all, it's a stupid sentence. I don't know if you heard it somewhere else, but she said it, and she goes, "Oh my God, that worked out." It's like a comedian trying a joke in Madison Square Garden, and he's like, "This worked in the bar, but I don't know if this is going to work at the Garden." And he says it, and he gets a rounding roar of laughter. It worked, thank God. Or it could have fallen flat. What if she had said that and everybody just went, she would have thought that didn't go off too well. Then here's the rest, you know. Wait, what is that?
And
What is that? What is that? What is that?
and yeah, it's just really hard to know what to say and what to do right now. And
How about you say nothing? How about you accept your award? Thank your producers. Thank your record label. Thank everybody that needs to be thanked, and you move on. And then keep the other comments to yourself.
feel really hopeful in this room, and I feel like we just need to keep fighting and speaking up and protesting, and our voices really do matter, and the people matter. And
Okay, so she said, ice F off.
I say sorry.
Oh,
People matter, and protesting, and our voices really do matter, and the people matter. And I say sorry.
yeah. So she can F off too. But anyway, I like Billie Eilish. I like her music. I have Billie Eilish playlists on my iPhone. They're coming off. They're coming off. I no longer want to support you. I don't want to hear your streams. I've never been to a concert, and even if my kids say, "Can we go to the Billie Eilish concert?" No, we're not doing that. I don't. You don't want to support law enforcement in America. You don't want to support our president. You don't have to, but I don't have to support you either. That's a choice. That is a choice. But why you went from probably living in a trailer to a $3 million mansion in California, and you got that because people who didn't know your political thoughts supported you, went to your concerts, bought your shit, bought your T-shirts at Hot Topic, and now you've basically told people, you can't. Oh, can I get a Billie Eilish T-shirt, Dad? No, I'm not spending my money on Billie Eilish. That's what's great about freedom of speech. But is there freedom of consequences? 100%. And those consequences are people like me no longer want to support you. If I drink Coca-Cola instead of Pepsi, and Coca-Cola came out and said, F ice, I think I'm going to start drinking Pepsi. That's just the way I am. I buy what I buy. There's certain name brands that I won't wear. I won't put on my body. You know what I mean? There's certain actors I don't want to see their movies. I don't want to stream them. I don't want to go to the theaters to support them. I'll steal it maybe if I can bootleg it, but that's about it. They're not getting my money. I don't know. What's your thoughts? Anyway, there is backlash that goes along with that. Come to find out, she lives on quote unquote stolen land.
So as it turns out, the land on which Billie Eilish's mansion in LA presides is actually ancestral land. I know, crazy turn of events. No one could have seen this coming. And the Tongva tribe, who once owned that land and now it is owned by Billie Eilish, came out with a statement saying, hey, Billie Eilish has never reached out to us. Tongva tribe actually said in their statement, hey, we would really appreciate it if Billie, in her statements, when she says no one is illegal on stolen land, would bring up the Tongva tribe and that she lives there, and any acknowledgement from Billie, a public figure of her stature, would be great for the Tongva tribe. No word yet if Eilish will reach out to the tribe about her property on that stolen land, and if maybe she'll open some of her rooms, the various rooms in the $14 million mansion, which I don't know if she has a lot of people in them right now. Maybe she could offer some house. I don't know. I do not know. I'm just giving out options. It could happen in the next few days, weeks, months, who knows. Anyways, yeah. And if you hate capitalism, like Billie Eilish, make sure to go out and buy her Uno cards with her likeness on it.
Yeah. And she's going to continue to get that backlash because people are going to start saying, wait a minute, you're up on that stage, waxing poetic about the evils of the United States. But wait a minute, you got some dirty laundry too. You know what I mean? And we're going to find it. And we're going to talk about it. It's amazing.
No one is illegal on stolen land.
How many of those celebrities do you think live in gated communities with walls and high security on a multi-million-dollar property? And do you think that if someone trespassed onto that multi-million-dollar property, do you think they just wouldn't call the cops because nobody is illegal on stolen land? No, they would call the cops because people understand borders real quick when it comes to their own homes. These celebrities don't have to worry about increased rent prices from allowing millions of people to come here legally because these people, again, live on multi-million-dollar properties in gated communities. These people are not like you. They don't have to worry about their kids' public school becoming overcrowded because their kids go to private school. They don't have to worry about their insurance rates going up from the countless undocumented immigrants who are uninsured and still have emergencies that someone has to pay for. They don't have to worry about their physical safety being endangered by criminal illegal immigrants who should not be here because these celebrities have security details. They have to worry about selling music, and the easiest way to do that is to just toe the line
and shut up. Toe the line and shut up. That's all you got to do. No one's, you're just not that important. You're just not that important. And the backlash will continue. And the great part about the internet, it's forever. It's so forever. And she's going to find that out really quickly.
No one is illegal on stolen land.
Careful, this one might ruffle some feathers. Billie Eilish's Grammy acceptance speech, she turned it political and said, no one is illegal.
Sorry about that. I hit the wrong button. Here we go.
No one is illegal on stolen land.
Careful, this one might ruffle some feathers. Billie Eilish's Grammy acceptance speech, she turned it political and said, no one is illegal on stolen land, as her $14 million mansion stands across stolen ancestral land from the Tongva tribe. No, she didn't steal the land, but she sure as heck did build her friggin' home on it. She's totally the pot calling the kettle black. She's totally a hypocrite. And she's like every other white person that walked into this country and pushed Native Americans off of their land. The Tongva tribe are one of the first indigenous people to live in the Los Angeles Basin and the southern Channel Islands of California, stretching 4,000 miles. And they have been there for thousands of years. Billie's facing backlash for what she said. Now, media reached out to the Tongva tribe and they said, we appreciate the opportunity to provide clarity regarding the recent comments made by Billie. As the first people of the greater Los Angeles Basin, we do understand that her home is situated in our ancestral land, that she has not contacted our tribe directly regarding her property. So people are like, when is Billie going to give back the land that was stolen from the Tongva tribe? And I'm sorry, it's her $3 million home, not a $14 million home, but whatever. I wonder if she knows that her home sits on, what was once their land. And if she plans on moving or maybe relinquishing her land back to the Tongva tribe. Now that would be something, wouldn't it? But alas, they're not going to do that. They just run their mouth like they know everything. Anyway, I still like her songs, but let me know what you think.
See, that last part is what I'm talking about. I still like her songs, but we'll see. But how are you going to feel the next time you go to stream or download a Billie Eilish song? You're going to be like, no, I'm not, I can't do it. You're going to say, I just can't do it. You basically alienate a segment of your fan base. And that's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Last one on Billie Eilish, because I just wanted to make sure that you out there understand how you can push back. You don't have to accept this.
The reason why they're beginning to hate Billie Eilish is because she originally was talking about how bad capitalism was. And then everybody was like, okay, well, then why are you pushing all this stuff with like Uno cards and trying to sell stuff? If you think capitalism is so bad, why are you engaging with like these big companies? And then after that, she's saying this too. So I think people are beginning to hate her, which I'm glad for. I'm very happy for this. I want there to be a negative consequence for pushing these bullshit ideologies.
Me too. And that's what it is. I want, listen, it was a whole thing like Don Lemon. People's like, well, do you think he'll go to jail? I don't care if he goes to jail. He doesn't need to go to jail. But there does need to be some consequence. There does need to be some court of public opinion, some civil outlash or backlash, and letting people know, listen, not everyone rocks with this. You know what I mean? We don't all rock with this. We don't like it. It's going to cost you. It's going to cost you legal fees, money, lawyers, time. I just want people to suffer. Bad Bunny, for instance. Yes, Puerto Rico is in America. I know that. I'm very aware of that. But you have one of the greatest opportunities of any Puerto Rican since, or Hispanic since Roberto Clemente to make a major impact on America. That's just, it's just the truth. You could have been seen as this Puerto Rican historical figure to everyone. Like, Bad Bunny's awesome. I love him. He's amazing. He's, the next, Mark Anthony, Julio Iglesias, whatever, anybody. But yet you have to divide your fan base in America because you want to be political and speak out against the president, speak out against Trump, speak out against ICE. And to me, I just don't think that doesn't do well. I can't rock with that either. Caroline Levitt, she said it best when she was asked the question about Bad Bunny.
I think it's very ironic and frankly sad to see celebrities who live in gated communities with private security, with millions of dollars to spend protecting themselves, trying to just demonize, law enforcement, public servants who work for the United States government to enforce our nation's laws. And you didn't hear this same type of uproar from celebrities in Hollywood when the previous administration allowed an invasion of our nation's borders.
Yeah, I mean, why would Bad Bunny think that's smart? You're playing in this, like you're going to perform at the Super Bowl, America's biggest sporting event. I don't think I've ever seen anyone stand up at the World Cup, and I could be wrong, and bash another country or talk about the atrocities by this country or by that country. The World Cup, one of the world's biggest events. You got the World Cup, the Olympics, the Super Bowl, all very large events. You have the opportunity to perform at that event, but yet just a week before it happens, you say ICE out, and I just don't get why celebrities build up this platform and then they use it this way. It's frustrating as hell. It really is. And of course, I don't know if you saw this, but Roger Goodell, I'm sorry, that's the wrong one, forgive me. That's not what I wanted. It was, I don't have it, but Roger Goodell had to speak out on this situation because he was at the Super Bowl press conference and he was asked about Bad Bunny performing and the pushback and what he said at the Grammys. And unfortunately, here's the crazy part about Roger Goodell. In just 1 week during the Super Bowl press conference, he was asked questions that he had to make up an answer for because he had no answer. The one was, Mr. Goodell, what do you think about the no black coaches being hired out of 10 openings? And he had to shuffle around that. I'm going to have to reevaluate the Rooney Rule, and there's nothing you can do. I think I heard Marcellus Wiley said, there's no goal line here. There's no score. There's no end game. There's nothing. There's already the Rooney Rule. You can't even reevaluate it and push, because if you push too hard, now you're pushing into DEI. Now you're pushing into affirmative action. So don't say you're going to reevaluate it, because there's nothing you can do. Just say, yeah, I saw that. I was very disappointed. We'll discuss this with the owners maybe and see if we can come up with a solution. But right now, I got nothing. There's nothing wrong with saying I got nothing. People will respect you more. But here's what he said about Bad Bunny, and I'll tell you what I think about this statement.
Listen, Bad Bunny is, and I think that was demonstrated last night, one of the great artists in the world. And that's one of the reasons we chose him. But the other reason is he understood the platform he was on, and that this platform is used to unite people and to be able to bring people together with their creativity, with their talents, and to be able to use this moment to do that. And I think artists in the past have done that. I think Bad Bunny understands that, and I think he'll have a great performance.
That was a word salad that actually said nothing. It said nothing. All it said was that I hope he doesn't say the wrong thing at the Super Bowl. But there's no guarantee. He could literally end his concert by saying, "Ice out." It's too late. It's like the wardrobe malfunction. When Janet Jackson sewed her tit, it was too late. There was nothing you can do. Now, they do have a delay. They could just, if he says "ice out" really loud, he could, tap the button. But I don't know. But that's kind of where we are with all this. And of course, there was the last thing I want to mention with Trevor Noah. He said his thing about the president being on Epstein Island with Bill Clinton. Wasn't funny. And the president was asked about whether or not he was going to sue Trevor Noah. And here's what if he sues him, good. If he doesn't sue him, good.
Mr. President, are you going to sue Trevor Noah? Last night in a post, you alluded that something could be coming.
Yeah, well, he said that I spent time on Jeffrey Epstein's island. I didn't. I mean, he's a lightweight. This guy. He's a terrible. I think he's terrible. I thought he did a terrible job at the Grammys. I thought the whole Grammys was terrible. I watched part of it. It's not watchable. But he was a lousy host. I'd say not as bad as Jimmy Kimmel, but pretty close.
Yeah, so who knows what that's going to come at. I mean, you really want to waste time suing Trevor Noah? I don't know. So look, just make sure you like and subscribe, please. And my whole point is, yes, you have freedom of speech. You have a very huge platform. Let's use it for good. Let's use it to unite people. I thought Jelly Roll rocked it with his speech. Of course, because I'm a Christian, so he was on the side of Jesus and Christians. But that the whole, protesting of ICE on your platform and being anti-Trump and giving Nicki Minaj shit for doing absolutely nothing but supporting something, speaking her mind. That's just, I don't know. That's just crazy to me. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back again on another day. I wish you all well. God bless. Take it easy.